For our final story from the book of 1 Samuel, it's kind of a epic adventure story, the kind of thing they could make a movie about. There was a village called Ziklag, and Ziklag was attacked by the Amalekites, and they came in and they burned it down, and they took as captive all the women and all the children. They didn't kill them, they didn't kill any of them, but they carried off all the people, all the wives, the daughters, the sons. And when David and his men arrived and saw their homes destroyed, their loved ones gone, kidnapped, they wept basically until they couldn't weep anymore. And even two of David's wives, he had more than one, had been taken captive as well. And our verse for the day is chapter 30, verse 6. David was in great danger, for the people spoke of stoning him, because all the people were bitter in spirit for their sons and daughters. But David strengthened himself in the Lord his God. When you're a leader, and you could be a leader in your family, where you work, or you can even think about larger leaders in a society, governors, presidents, leaders of nations. When people turn against you because something isn't going well, it's a dangerous and it's a precarious situation. And here it is for David. You can imagine how upset and angry and heartbroken people thinking their children, their wives have been taken, they may be dead, they may never see them again. What do you do when you're in a crisis, as David clearly is in a crisis of leadership and confidence, and his life is even in danger? The key part of verse 6 is, but David strengthened himself in the Lord his God. When you're in a crisis situation, you may think, I don't have time to read my Bible. I don't have time to pray. But it's in fact strengthening ourselves, reminding ourselves of our relationship with God, our connection with God, who God is. And David has shared quite often now as you move through the Bible how he relies on God as his rock and his fortress. And self-leadership is so important in life when we're going through a crisis. And one of the things we always can do is we can attend to our spirit to strengthen ourselves for what lies ahead. What lies ahead for David and his men is a really challenging march of perhaps even as many as 80 miles in just a few days. But they successfully pursue the Amalekites. They get all their children and their wives safely back. And it's a victory, and it's cause for rejoicing. But it all comes after first strengthening yourself in God. I pray you would remember to take that step before fighting the battles in your life.